all the time.
All the time.
The Lord is good and that's his nature.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Our Father,
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
So we thank the Almighty Father for bringing us here alive. And if some of us have got a persistent flu, there are those who are in the mortuary. There are those who are in the hospital being fed in tubes. So if you want to be an exception of perfect, we move with him. So today we start another week, and we finished the other topic. We'll go back a bit, so a few minutes. But today I say happy feast of Saint
Anthony
of Padua. He's one of my favorite saints. I think you have been seeing me pointing at him there. So I said, even if I have all of this, we cannot finish the word of God. Even when next day I will be available, God willing. So I know the Father celebrating the Mass, we talk about him. That's why he has been brought even in front here, from there. But no problem. I can mention a few things which we can really know that our church, the Catholic Church, has got miracles. But we don't call the church Miracle Center. No. So St. Anthony, born in 12, what's that word? Okay, the details, no problem. Let's go to what he did. He is a patron saint of
lost things.
You don't know St. Anthony is a patron saint of what? So you have been missing praying through him. Yes. And if you don't know, you have the patron saints of some patronages. Then you find you are just praying instead of asking that particular saint to intercede for you, because the church is the one which appointed him the patron saint of lost items. He is in heaven. If he did it on earth, he is doing it more in heaven. So when we say he is a patron saint of lost items, we need to know. We are here to get knowledge. We need to know, why did the church give him that assignment? So in brief, when he was lecturing theology, he was a priest. And he is a Portuguese, he's from Portugal. But he lived his life in Italy, St. Anthony of Padua, that is Italy. But he is born in Portugal. So when he was lecturing, those days there were no books, no computers where you can store your stuff. For him, he had a book of Psalms and his personal notes, which were very, very rare. And if that book would go missing, it would be next to impossible to get those notes he was making. So, in the monastery where he was lecturing, one of the Franciscan students there gave up. As you know very well that they give up. They give up. So he gave up. Just doesn't want to be a priest, and he decided to go away. And when somebody gives up, you know the devil has moved him, because he has left the work of God which he was now doing, going to work for God. Now he has said, no, this is useless. So he even now committed a sin of stealing, so that Franciscan seminarian stole a book of St. Anthony of Padua, that treasurable book. When St. Anthony discovered the book is not there, he just wondered what he is going to do, because that is where all his notes for lecturing worked. He went into prayer. You see, we learn from how he was living his life. Now when he went into prayer, that boy who had stolen the book came back with the book and asked for forgiveness from St. Anthony of Padua. Said, I stole the book, I want you to forgive me, and I have cancelled my living in the seminary. I have come back. If you forgive me, I want to continue. And then he continued. Very interesting. Even Father Anthony, who went to Kigali, our prison director, he gave up the seminary and went back home. And I told his father that I don't want. Then the father said, hey, it is you yourself to tell people why you have left the seminary. Don't tell me that I should tell people your relatives or what. No. But now you see how Father Anthony came back to the seminary and his fire is talking from London. Then now he's in Uganda. Okay, so that's why the church named him the patron saint of lost property or items. Another one, you know, for us Catholics, if you are not careful, or if you don't have your faith in your Catholic church and you listen to these non-Catholics, you will believe that we are doing witchcraft. We are doing witchcraft. So, you see him like this. When he died, by the way, he is the saint who took the shortest time to be canonized. Less than a year. Just about 12 months there. Now, 32 years later, after he had died, they exhumed his body. They do it when they are investigating. They are inspired. When they exhumed his body, and you know very well, a body doesn't take 32 years to decompose. He was completely
fresh,
decomposed, no flesh, but the tongue was very fresh. The tongue, very, very fresh and wet, like our tongue. Our tongue is not dry unless you don't have saliva. 750 years later, the tongue is being taken around America in those basilicas. For us to really know the wonders of God, a tongue is just a piece of flesh. Then how can easy head the meat everywhere, the buttocks, the thighs, get rotten and the tongue does not get rotten? God has got a reason for that. The tongue is the one we use for preaching. If I don't have this tongue, I cannot stand here to proclaim the word of God. He was a wonderful preacher, and God wanted to show us, the Catholics, that indeed, because he was a wonderful preacher when he was still on earth, I'm not going to make his tongue get rotten. Up to now, there's a basilica where it is being preserved. This is the tongue. I don't mind if the father will repeat, it is okay. That is one. Two. The third one, to prove that he was a real preacher, where he was doing his missionary work in Italy. People were even telling the other Italians not to listen to him. Not to listen to him at all. So he came to a certain town. People did not want even to listen to what he is talking about, God or what. No. So what he did, he said, God, if people don't want to listen to your word from me, I am going to the lake or sea, and I'm going to preach to the fish. Fish which we eat. And he went to the lake, stood and started preaching the word of God, and the fish came out with their heads, because the heads are for hearing, and they made the lines, I think, to roast and listen to Saint Anthony of Padua. And because people saw, you see how God works, because people saw when he was preaching to the fish, they converted. They said, So you don't mind when people are laughing at you, they will see. When you are having some supernatural benefits, they will convert. They will convert. So, many converted because of that. Now, originally he was not a Franciscan. He had wanted to be the congregation of St. Augustinian. And they were killed in northern Africa. So he wanted to go there to die. He was not allowed, and he changed to the order of the Franciscans. So he's in that order of St. Francis of Assisi, Padua, like that. So we have shared these three wonderful ones. Another one, there was a rich man, and we have been talking about riches, how people are proud because of the riches. The rich man also challenged St. Anthony of Padua that he was not believing in the Catholic Church. He said, if you can perform a miracle, you, Anthony, I can convert even now and become a Catholic. St. Anthony said, it is okay. Then let's make an appointment. So they made an appointment. He told him, because he had a rich man, of course, you know those days, to be rich, you have mules, horses, what. So he told him to bring his mule, that animal, and after starving it for 3 days, not giving it food, bring it and put the grass here. It's called the hay. Put the grass there, since it is very hungry. And then I will come with the blessed sacrament, and we shall see what the mule will do. Whether because it is very hungry, it will go to eat, to start chewing the hay. But the man agreed. But no. He agreed. He knew that Anthony is just talking. So he brought his mule. But before Anthony came with the blessed sacrament, he fasted for 3 days. You see how fasting can make your prayer to be answered. Because the mule was going to embarrass him by going to eat the grass, and what was he going to tell the other rich man? So when they brought the mule, the grass was there. St. Anthony stood here with the blessed sacrament, showing the mule. The mule, instead of going to eat the grass, it came to St. Anthony and knelt it down and looked at the blessed sacrament. Jesus. We clap for Jesus. That miracle is to show that indeed Jesus is in the blessed sacrament. And since Jesus could command even the waves on the sea, could cast it to the tree, could do anything, what was difficult with it? He is the one who created the animals. What is difficult with making the animal come and kneel before him? Recorded and documented miracles. Don't think it is just fiction, talking. No. Is that the fourth? First, the third.
The fourth.
Okay. I came saying that we are always around. We can have the new topic anytime. But that is said with me, there's a lot I admire in him. So I said we should share. The fourth.
The fifth.
St. Anthony, because that was their rule to be in a monastery there. But since he was gifted, like Padua, he was, by the way, that order of Franciscan, they have the gift. He saw a vision whereby his father had been arrested because the dead body was found in his garden. So they concluded it is the father of Anthony who killed this man. So Father Anthony just asked for permission to go and rescue his father. They gave him the permission. When they had arrested the father, they had even buried the body. So he told them that my father did not kill this man. You have arrested my father innocently. Let's go to the grave of the man. I'm going to tell that man to come out of the grave and tell you who killed him. Although, one time my father, as I was talking about it, let me tell you what I have in writing. So they went to the grave. Father Anthony blessed the grave and told the man to come out. And the man came out, and he told the people, the law enforcers, that you have arrested this man for nothing. He is not the one who killed you. And he went back in his grave. I'm telling you, we can talk about it. So, what do you think now? The people who were shocked, they were now asking Anthony, okay, now tell us. Although Father Pastor told us in the different version that he said it is that man who killed him, but according to my book, he told St. Anthony told them, me, I came to rescue my father. Now you have heard the man saying it is not my father who killed him. Now why do you want to ask me who killed him? You go ahead and investigate, and he went back to the monastery. St. Anthony, pray for us. St. Anthony, pray for us. St. Anthony, pray for us. Okay. The way you look at him, and the way you look at Joseph, what is common?
Jesus. A baby.
And
a baby.
You see, we are not impressed in witchcraft. Joseph is carrying Jesus, he is holding a flower. St. Anthony is carrying Jesus, he is holding a flower. Now, this flower called a lilies, just to explain a bit, Joseph is carrying Jesus in that picture because he was with Jesus from the time he was born. So you can depict him carrying baby Jesus. But St. Anthony was not there when Jesus was born. You see that? St. Anthony was not there. Then the flower of St. Joseph, it was a stick. They were candidates for the beautiful Mary. But now God wanted to perform a miracle where even the people will say, this man is blessed from heaven, is the right candidate for the marriage to our Mary. So the stick became a flower, which he was happy. But here, I really researched, and you have to be careful about it, because they say, those writers, that carrying Jesus depicts that we should all carry Jesus, all of us, the way he is carrying him as a baby, because we cannot carry him as a big person. Why I was insisting on searching, people have disputed that carrying of Jesus was not true, that Jesus came to live in a human form to be carried as a baby. So what I've just got this evening is that it is for us to know that the way they made the picture, him carrying Jesus, is for us to embrace the carrying Jesus. To finish. Don't go cracking your head so much that Jesus used to come as a baby and he carries it. It has brought some problem in our church. It is just now for us, our faith. Then the flower, a lily flower, was a symbol, and it is still a symbol of purity. So he lived a life of purity, and that is why the flower is also put there. The rest you will hear from Father what you have said that and tell me what I have forgotten, except where I was in Bali in 2016. Then I slept in a guest house. I was coming back the following day. My OB has been a director of Road Frank School, so he got someone and built that guest house. I said, let me promote him with the business. So I slept, I found him there. I don't know whether God wanted a miracle, because me I had booked a different room when he was not around. When he came, he said, OB, this room is not good. You go and occupy the other one. I said, no, I'm sleeping only for one day. Everything happens with a purpose. Whether you get an accident, just say, God, if you wanted this accident to happen, I surrender it to you. So I accepted, because he was insisting that you go and at least occupy the other one will feel comfortable. Now, at night, I had left the lights on. And I talked with the parish priest of St. Denis about the living rosary for more than an hour on my bed. We talked. I said, Father, before I go back to Entebbe, I will come to the church there. It is just in the town there at Namatala. So, I feel asleep. Now, this OB of mine also. Kumbe that room, people have been using a long stick with a nail. They have been hooking people's trousers and shirts. And they hooked my trouser. Good enough, me, I sleep with my telephone. The telephone would have gone, but there were any documents, my wallet, the little money for the fuel. I didn't have a lot of money, and driving permit. Even I saw the man taking it out of the window, but because I was from sleep, I said, well, what is this? Kumbe was taking the trouser, he had hooked it. So the following day, I was naked. But he had carried another trouser in the bag. So the OP started moving around looking for them. I said, nah, there's nothing we can do. Let me go to police and report, and then the UN people will know what has happened. They will give me another ID card. Then I will go and get another driving permit. The money, there's no problem. I have some money on the phone. And the keys of the car, they were in the pocket. They went. So we got a mechanic. He made the key. Now I went to the radio. I said, let me announce so that it is formal. So they announced on the radio, and I came back. I rang UN. They said, no, you come, we shall issue a temporal airside driving permit, and then the ID shall give you, since you have reported at police. So I came back. But before I came back, and this is what we should not forget, I was asking you, is a patron saint of what? You must know from heaven who can really assist you. So I said on Facebook, I said my documents have been stolen in Mbale. Please, devotees of St. Anthony, they have a grotto, they meet every Tuesday, they pray, they say, celebrate Mass. Pray for me. They all poured the prayers that St. Anthony will do the work. So I came, they gave me the temporal driving permit. So I rushed to the bank to change the card, my ATM card. Now, as I was entering this stand, as I was entering like this, the telephone rang, there was no name, a number, then the voice said, am I talking to Godfrey Wababa? I said, yes, this is Godfrey Wababa. He said, I'm relieved. I said, who are you? You are relieved of what? He said, I thought they have killed a big man in the UN, and they have brought his documents and thrown at my church. I'm a pastor in Mbale. When I was going to my church, I found the documents at the gate of my church. So I've even gone to police, I've reported, I thought they have killed a big man in the UN. I said, thank you very much. Tell the police, he said, I'm coming to Kampala. I said, tell the police, you can give them some money, I will refund you. They give you all those documents, then we meet in Nakawa there. He was going to Brazil. And he brought all my documents. That is for who? Don't be a Catholic and you don't know you are benefactors. And it is good I've used that word, benefactor. I confronted a priest of Padua Pio there. I said, Father, St. Francis of Assisi would walk even with lions, with the wolves. They could not eat him, and yet they were eating people. He could just play with the birds, they come, everything. Those wild animals were friends of St. Francis. Now here is Anthony. Here is Bible. I said, what makes them special? So that God gives them those benefit. He gives them those miracles. Okay, everything which happens is miracle. He said no. He said there is nothing. And I was even meditating on it when I was coming. God can even use you. Did St. Paul apply to be an apostle? No, but God, moreover, he was killing the people of God, of Jesus, but Jesus chose him instead of choosing the people who were really loyal to him. So the priest said, no, those are called our benefactors. They are only instruments of God uses to show us his power. But don't say they are so special that they qualify to be. No, even a thief, God can just change that thief and then use him to help us. So I think that I've left a lot. There's a lot. I've left a lot out, but that is enough for us to know this saint today. The 13th, I've been making his novena for 9 Tuesdays before the feast of today. Tuesdays, 9. When you are committed, please put it at your pillow so that you know this is Tuesday. I'm on the 4th day, the 4th Tuesday of St. Anthony. And there we are celebrating his feast in the whole church. Okay, the rest you will get from Father, or you go and book, or you can go and read a lot about him. Me, I've got the books, and told that I'm just to have books which you don't even find in St. Paul or anywhere. But when you Google, you will get a lot of information about him. Now, I have a different topic, but the topic which I covered, which I should have closed, I just felt we can put some highlights, additional. Then we start this one, and then next day we continue with it. Because with the one of pride, we finished 3 weeks sharing the one of pride. Now I've transferred it to Radio Maria. I'm sharing the one of pride on Radio Maria, but we'll be for a shorter time. So this one which we ended, called death, we covered it exhaustively and even got some verses from the Bible. What I felt inspired to talk about is where we look at death as something which can even be a curse, can be considered a curse. We shall all die, we know that very well. But there is where we call strange death. And in the family, that's why the fathers introduced this topic of family tree. You find the death is very strange in particular. We lost a pilot here, someone I was still in the Air Force. He was a lieutenant. So his brother was in a tele here. So as they were taking the body, when they reached Kajans, the vehicle overturned, and among the mourners, it is his brother who died. And you see, I just want to position you where we can look at death, where people can even think of which brother or cousin. The brother died, so they took 2 brothers to Navy for burial. It is just sharing. I have no authority to conclude that it is a curse. I have no authority to interpret such strange happenings, especially where death is concerned. Who was your vice president during World War II? The vice president of Obote, who was imprisoned in New Zealand. Yeah, Paulo Mwanga. Now, when Paulo Mwanga was released from New Zealand, and he died, when they were just there at Lumbe, a Paul, for the shelters you heard about the speaker, how the wind came under. So a Paul just fell. And whom did it kill? It killed his brother. So they buried the 2 brothers, the vice president, the former vice president, and his brother. Do you take such things lightly? No. That is why we have a prayer of a happy death through who? Saint Joseph. Is a patron saint of departed souls. We just pray and leave it to God. We had a doctor here in Entebbe, the seniorest in those early doctors of Bongomere. His son was studying in the university in Kumba. The son came home, they had supper. When the son went to sleep, in the morning they found the son is dead. Now himself, Obongomera, my friend, who used to drive even from Queen's Road to his clinic. But that day he was walking. He crossed, moreover there is a zebra crossing there. A motorcycle from Meme. A motorcycle can knock you, but you may not die, but it made sure it knocks Obongomera. He was rushed to Zambia, they looked for blood, they did not get blood. By the time they got the blood, Obongomera was dead. Don't be scared of my premonitions. No. I want you to know things which are strange. Then, that man that family I talked about him here. A man, he was working in the World Bank, a Rwandese. All the children, twins, graduates, then another one, the daughter, then his wife. Then himself, he had now retired and joined his money in Kigali, but since they have roots here in Uganda, he was coming for a function in Uganda. He made head-on collision. All of them died, except the wife was mingled completely. She could not even walk, so when she woke up from the coma, she asked me, where are my children? Where is my husband? They did not want to tell her, the doctors to tell her that they are all dead, she would collapse and die. Now, me who likes getting such information for my preaching, when I was talking with my friend of UN who comes from there, he said the previous week, before they came on this journey, their daughter, also in the house like Obongomera's son, died in sleep. The daughter has just died. Now you are with all your family. Should we walk to Navy or we should pray? We surrender everything to God. Okay. There are many examples, but let me go to the documented ones. And I told you in that topic that it is a sinner who fears death. But the righteous look at death as a blessing. That's why also this one died at the age of 36. Just a young man. Me, I'm now 66. I've doubled the age of Jesus. Jesus died at 33. Now 66. I'm continuing to commit sin. So for them, since they knew that death is a gateway to heaven, the earlier they go, the better. So that's why they say a sinner is the one who fears death, but the righteous, those who are living a holy life, would like to jump. They sing it to bouquet. It is there. So, St. Francis of Assisi, the same order, when he was dying, I always provoke young people here, that when you are dying, what are the words you prefer? Because some people say, Wajinga wanemeua, others are struggling to remain. One woman in my fellow officer's house in Premier Road, I was in the sitting room, she had high blood pressure. She said, and yet we were organizing the special hire to take her to the clinic. She survived. Then when I was coming from Radio Maria at Kitugulu there, very many people have died at Kitugulu. That's why I wanted you to have a picture. Now people call some places a black spot. So Kitugulu, they say there is always an old woman crossing. That is a lie. There is no old woman crossing there to kill people. So when I came after my program at night, we found vehicles and that people there had collided, people had died. So we stopped, then they were telling us that the woman who had survived, she's in bad luck. When they were rushing out of Grade B, she was saying, we don't have faith, including me. Now, your children is what you are thinking about, or you are thinking of meeting Jesus. We have to learn. So St. Francis of Assisi, when he was dying, he died reciting Psalm 142. So that is the secret. When you are dying, you just call for the Bible. If Saddam Hussein, they were going to hang him and he called for the Quran. Saddam Hussein read the Quran, then they put the rope and human beings. I don't know how we shall meet in heaven there and talk about what happened on earth. The rope was so big as if they are hanging an elephant. So when we are dying, let's recite Psalm 142.
142.
142. That's the one of St. Francis was reciting when he was dying. Then our man here, for him, he was saying, Jesus, let me die. Jesus, let me die. What a people. Whether you struggle to remain, you are going to die. Whether you go abroad that you are escaping death here, the aeroplane crashes and you die. Let us just surrender our death to Jesus. So, the one I've been covering on Radio Maria sometime until some people talked about it. There's a family in America of President Kennedy. I'm telling you, please go and Google about it. Their death is very, very mysterious. Very mysterious. Even the elder brother of that President Kennedy, the first Catholic president of America, he was the one who was supposed to, the father was grooming him to be the president of America, training him. And all American presidents, until they reached Clinton, they passed through military. So the other one was a lieutenant in the military, but the father had eyed him for presidency. He was shot dead. That's when President Kennedy took over very young. He was actually at that time the youngest president who ruled America. All the family, they were just dying like that. The Kennedy curse refers to a series of deaths, accidents, and other calamities involving members of the American Kennedy family. The alleged curse has primarily struck the children and the descendants of businessman Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., but it has also affected family, friends, associates, relatives. The Kennedy, now when he died, when that president died, the son was just 4 or 5 years. Now when they were taking the body, he saluted the father, his son. Now he became a lawyer, the son of that President Kennedy. When he became a lawyer in America, or these advanced countries, these small places, you can buy. And it becomes like a family car, and you train to get a license. So he was a lawyer, but he had bought a family small plane. And for them, they don't take a long time training to get this license. He is the one who brought the problem, but the cash was already in the family. So he was going for a wedding in a certain island there in the Atlantic. On the plane, he was the one piloting. His wife was there, then the sister of the wife. 1997, I remember that one very well. All in the ocean, they died, fulfilling the curse. So the ones I have that on 12th August 1944, Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. died. He was piloting, accidentally exploded over his, that is the older brother. Yeah, the older brother. Then on 13th May 1948, Catherine Keith Kennedy died in a plane crash, 1948. Then on 9th August 1963, Patrick Boover Kennedy died of infant respiratory distress syndrome 2 days after his premature birth. Then on 22nd November 1963, President Jeff Kennedy was just shot dead. He was shot. They shot the President Kennedy. They just shot him when he was in a convoy. Then on the 5th, his younger brother of that president was also standing in 1968. He was also shot dead. Then on 25th April 1984, David died of a drug overdose in Palm Beach, Florida. Then on 31st December 1997, Michael Kennedy died in a skiing accident. Then 16th July 1999, John F. Kennedy Jr. died when the plane he was piloting, that's the one I told you about. Then on 16th September 2011, Carter Kennedy died attack while doing the exercise. Then on 16th May 2012, Mary Richardson Kennedy committed suicide on the grounds of her home. Then on 1st August 2019, Grayson Kennedy died of an accidental drug overdose. Then on 2nd April 2020, Robert F. Kennedy's granddaughter died. Am I reading the language? You tell him whether I'm reading the language. Then on 18th July 1969, Ted Kennedy accidentally drove his car off a bridge. Okay, that's the Kennedy family. Now what happened? One of them, I don't know whether he's even alive, of the Kennedy family, he made a statement. Moreover, they are Catholics, which was out of place. He said, "Why is it our family dying like this mysteriously? It seems someone up there is against the Kennedy family." That is a real plan. You are talking about again God. We haven't understood the death. In Pakistan, the Bhutto family also started dying. Then in India, where our priests come from, the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was shot dead by the bodyguard. Now her son became the Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi. Now when he was coming for a certain ceremony, a woman brought the flowers to give him, as you see at the airport. Kumbe the old woman, they had tied a bomb to activate it. So when she was giving the flowers, she exploded with the Prime Minister. He died. Then the brother of that Prime Minister had gone to pilot. He had become a pilot. He crashed and died. That is enough. How about our Baba's family? How have they been dying? Okay, so the topic we shall start next Wednesday. You can go with it at the back of your head. It is called forgiveness. And when you look at forgiveness, you will see that we have covered this topic over and over and over. But it is food, spiritual food. There's nothing like saying. But we talked about this. We had this topic before. Forgiveness. We know you know. Every time the Spirit will direct you to something to make you understand it additional better. The topics we even the readings during the Mass, those readings are being repeated. So don't say that I've run short of topics. No. I pray and I say now, which one should I had two. I said no, let me start with the forgiveness. Then I go to the other one. At night I was listening and presented it on Radio Maria in 2013. I have all my preachings recorded on a hard drive. So for you can forget. But me, when I reach home, I have them recorded on the hard drive. I put on my laptop. Then I listen to myself, preaching to myself. Then I said, where did I get these words? Me, a lay person who has never been in the seminary talking like this. So I want your prayers. I'm not yet done. I'm going to preach until that last time when you are going to bury me, I will be preaching to you. Yes, I will preach in the morning, then in the evening you want to bury me. Isn't that correct? We must preach so that when they take my time in the family, it is like the one of St. Anton, not rotten. Yes. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Almighty Father, we thank you for this moment we have shared your word, and we surrender all the happenings in our life, our family, our country, our church. We surrender to you because you know everything. You even know in advance when we shall die. So remove the fear from us of fearing death. Let us look at death as a blessing coming to you when we are prepared. We pray all of this through your Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and